Welcome back to the Foundry. It's been a bit since I've done a truck video, so I'm going to do one right now. I think it's time I showed the old Gen 10 F150 a little love. It's been sitting under this shed for, I don't know, a few months. You can see how much dust is on it. I got that Dodge you've seen in my other videos, so I've been kind of driving it as much as possible, and it's proven to be reliable. So I think it's a good time I can pull this one out of commission for a short period of time, and it's not like I'm using it right now anyway, and fix a few things on it I've been wanting to address for a while. We're going to do new headlights because those are pretty faded. I'm going to get it cleaned up, of course, and get all these royal purple jugs out of the back. And let's see what else. I'm going to put a smoke tester on it, and it's got a little bit of a rough idle. It has for the last few years, and I think I got some intake manifold gaskets that are leaking. I'm going to smoke test those, figure out where it's leaking, get some new gaskets, fix that. And also I'm going to pull the instrument cluster and send it off to have it repaired. It's got a little bit of an internal loose connection, and I'll show you what it's doing. And while we're at it, probably while that cluster's off getting fixed, I'm going to do a big upgrade on the interior with some new to me really nice bucket seats. The driver's side will be electric, and it will really help out the, what would you call it, ergonomics of driving this truck. I put the ooh-wee on it. After 21 years, it still cleans up good. I also got all the junk out of this thing. How about a quick 21-year review of a Pendoliner bed liner while we're at it? When I bought this truck new, I had the dealer put this in here before I picked it up. And it's a skid resistor model, which means it's basically got like it's almost like a spray-in bed liner type thing on top of the plastic, and it's all pretty much worn off now, but for a long time it kept stuff from sliding around. It's really not a slick bed liner, so it still works pretty good. But yeah, I have hauled some stuff with this truck. I have overloaded this truck. I've done all kinds of things with it, and this bed liner has been great, and it's really protected the bed. I've had this liner out probably 2 or 3 years ago. I pulled it out. I was doing something to the truck, I don't remember, but the bed's just perfect under it. I mean, there's a little bit of where paint has worn because of the bed liner being on it, but there wasn't any rust, and it's pretty much perfect bed underneath. So I've been really happy with this purchase. And these little things pop out. You can access your tie down points. It's really the only kind of, I'd say, negative about it is you have these, and a lot of people are not going to be meticulous enough to keep up with them. So if you remove these, then it rains down in there and fills the bed up with water underneath the liner, and you could have some rust issues then maybe, but I've been competent enough to keep up with mine, so it's not a problem. The tailgate's been pretty well worn, had a lot of stuff on it, and it's held up pretty good. So there's that. All right, let's work on these headlights. Before I get too deep into it, I want to discuss headlight brands. I've got a lot of trucks, and I have tried all kinds of different headlight brands. You'll notice on that Dodge video I did here a while back, I used I can't remember what they're called, like Eagle Eyes or something like that. It's just basically a cheap import headlight, and they're okay. I've used them on my F250, and I mean, it ain't a real good fit. It's not quite as good as factory. They're okay. I'd say they're, for the money, they're okay. But this truck, you can see how almost perfect it is for its age. So I wanted to go with something that's a good high quality headlight, as good or better than OEM. The brand I went with is TYC, and I really like the fitment and how well these hold up over time. I had this brand on my pristine, beautiful F350, and those Gen 9 trucks are not known for the best headlights, And so, you know, but I wanted to stay with the stock look because it was such a gorgeous truck. I didn't want to, you know, screw it up with aftermarket crap on it. And so went with TYC, and they were as good or better than what Henry Ford put in it. I mean, I was very I could see good. I didn't have any need for any auxiliary lights or special lights. And the fitment was very important because you know, on my F250, when I use those cheap ones, the fitment, I couldn't get the lines right. It just didn't work out too good. With these, didn't have a problem. I mean, it was just like direct drop-in replacements for, you know, the Ford OEM ones, which I didn't check with the dealer on the OEM lights. I did look online, couldn't find any. So I decided to go with TYC because that's what worked out so well for me in the past. And I spent an extra $3 and I got a Kappa certified light. I don't know what Kappa is. Apparently it's some kind of standard that you know, headlights can meet and get that stamp of approval. Supposedly makes it a little better in some capacity. I don't know. It could be a total scam. I don't know. But it was $3. I figured, what the heck, I'll upgrade to the Kappa certified lights. And, you know, because I want the best possible light in this truck. The Gen 10 Fords may be the easiest vehicle to change the headlights on. I love this. All you do is pull, all you do is pull these up, and the light just comes straight out. It's super easy, it's quick. Now mine's got a little something extra that's gonna make it a tad bit more difficult. I've actually got strobe lights in my headlights, so I'm gonna have to, on the new light, I'm gonna have to punch a hole right there for this grommet to fit in so my strobes will work. And fun fact of the day, I'm still running the factory headlight bulbs in these headlights. 21 years, that's crazy town. And I don't know how my little clip right there is broken, but hopefully I won't break this next one off. My new lights actually come with they come with bulbs already in them, and I'm gonna do some comparing on them and see which one's a better bulb. It's the brown socket, just like these. I'm tempted to use these new ones because, you know, like I said, those are so old. They're just on borrowed time as far as I can tell. So these are Sylvanias, and anyway, I'm going to compare, see which one's the brighter one, or if they're the same. I managed to do that without breaking it. And then this strobe light, give her a little twist, and it comes right out of there. These are fragile, so just kind of, I'm going to be careful with that. You obviously probably don't have those, so you wouldn't have to worry about it. So that's what I did with a Dremel tool 20 some odd years ago, I guess 21 years ago. And I'm going to have to do the same thing. I'm going to see if I got a hole saw that'll make kind of a neater cut. If not, I'll use a Dremel tool, but yeah, these are the factory Ford lights, and you know, they've held up good, but after it looks like a bear pissed on them, I just can't have these on the truck anymore. Can't take it. So the bulbs are the same part number from the factory original. That's another reason I like TYC. It's good quality components. In this case, we've got an HB5 9007. And in case you thought I was pulling your leg about these being the original, there's the date, if it'll focus. July 2nd, 2002, so that's pretty cool. Well, I don't have a hole saw this size, so I'm gonna have to break out the Dremel again. I'm gonna use my super precise plastic calipers to figure out. It's pretty much, the light itself is pretty much 1 inch diameter, and I'm gonna do it just a tad bit smaller, do the hole a little bit smaller so it fits tight, doesn't allow water into the headlight. I'm going to do my hole about a 1/16 shy of an inch, and using a Dremel, I'm not going to get it perfectly circle. So I'm going to do the best I can, and I may have to trim out a little bit. It's a precise tool. I ought to be able to do that. I mean, that's what I did last time, and it held up for 21 years, so I'm sure it'll be fine. It's not terrible. I mean, it kind of looks like a beaver carved it up, but you know, it'll work. I'll just you know, polish on that a little bit. Next, I'll take an air blower, blow the shavings out of the lens, and we're good to go. Perfect tight fit. And I did check my clearance on the truck, and I do have it in a good spot. It's also not interfering with the deflector on the inside in front of that bulb. I thought while I'm in it this far, I may as well pull the grill. I want to paint this piece right across here. You see those rock chips in it? When you stand back from a distance, that kind of sticks out like a sore thumb. There's really no way to shoot paint on it without it getting all over the grill and everything, so I'm just going to pop this grill off and paint that while I'm at it. I'm going to use Duplicolor bumper and trim paint. I use this to paint the bumper on my E350, and it did real well, so I'm going to go back with it. All right, I don't think there's anything else up here I need to do while I've got all this off, so back together with it. All right, it's back together. Didn't get any footage of it going back together because my camera battery died. But I will say it's a lot easier to put your headlights back in while the grill's out. It's not necessary, it's just a lot easier, and also it's almost pretty much necessary to pull your markers. It's just so easy. It's one screw that holds that on, so why not just get it out of the way and make your life a lot easier. But yeah, I'm pretty pleased with how it turned out, and now we can move on to the next step of the project. It occurred to me I forgot to button up the little trim pieces under the headlights there, so I got them on there. So that wraps up round one of this project. I will see you guys in the next one.